Hello and welcome to part 2 of my SuperMCGamer speed art. This is the third time I have tried to record this audio, okay? So if I skip over something, please forgive me, but I'm getting a bit annoyed with this. It just keeps failing on me. Right, so if you didn't see the first part, there'll be a link in the description. I recommend going and watching it because otherwise you might not understand what is going on. But, well, you won't understand how I got to this point, and you'll understand what's going on. It's speed art, it's not really rocket science, but so, first part, we got our basic lines down, we decided where everything was going to go, then I added the base colour for the skin, I added I darkened the eyes so they were black, I added a nice hair tone. This part, my plan is to add I can't speak today. My plan is, if you watch most of my videos, you'll notice I for some reason can't speak at the start of most of my videos. It's weird. I don't know why. Just ignore it and move on. Don't question it, alright? So, this part, I'm adding shading. I'm gonna add some light bits now and then, and I plan on darkening up the skin tone a bit. So you'll see I just undid the shading I did because I didn't really like it. I wanted to try out a few different techniques. But in the end I went back, as you can see, I'm redoing this. I'm using the same technique, which is the water tool, which allows me to add colour, but at the same time it doesn't add it too dark, especially if you turn the density down. So what I've done here is I'm just going to go around the edges that I want to have the light on. I decided I was going to have the light in the top left corner. No real reason, I just decided that's where I was going to put it. So at the minute I'm using the water tool, as I said. Now there are two water tools. This first one, as you can see, adds colour to it. If you turn the density right down, you can add very, very light colour, which is perfect for when you're doing this kind of stuff. So, that's what I'm using at the minute. I could have used quite a few of the brushes because there's just so many tools and brushes you can use on this program. When you're first starting out, I recommend getting used to the airbrush, assuming anyone wants to start out on this thing. Then working into other sort of tools. But yeah, the second water tool, which I'll be using in a minute or so, the second water tool is remarkable. It's incredibly useful. What the other water tool does is it actually blends things together. Now that is incredibly useful, incredibly good. You can turn the density down so it blends very slowly, but I encountered a couple of problems. Problem number one, there we go, so that was me using it, but then turn the density down. Look at that, I think that is brilliant, just awesome, look at that. So I turn the density down and it does that, but a couple of problems with this tool. Problem number one, although it gives you a brilliant effect, especially for lighting, actually for most things to be honest, but it has a big problem, which is that it's kind of hard to explain, but it can make the layer you're working on slightly transparent. Doesn't sound bad, and normally is, except if you remember on the first part when I was doing the hair and eyebrows, I just got a big brush, went over it, and then deleted the bit that you can see, but there's still quite a lot of excess underneath it that I needed to get rid of eventually. And you might have just seen there, as I was doing the shading, for some reason like a bit of white just came into the black, which is kind of weird, but basically the blending tool, there it is again, white. You've got to be very careful with it because the blending tool will blend the background in with the foreground, which is very annoying sometimes. Basically what it means is, since I've got a white background, if I blend too close to the background, it will just ruin it. Basically, it will add white into it. I got round the problem in the end, but it got really annoying. So yeah, as I said last time, you can turn the entire thing to the side, which is what I decided to do there, to see if I can get a nicer effect. You can see that white's just coming out of nowhere. It's not too bad there, because that's meant to be light, but it does get very tedious sometimes. So that's the problems I had. Now in the last part, I got a comment from Elvis, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Elvis from PG Tips, who said that I can actually use Fraps to record my desktop. I did not know that, I really did not. Assuming he's right in saying that, I don't think I'm even going to bother looking into it, because with EasyVid, I'll admit, it can be a bit annoying here and there, but doing this voiceover bit is brilliant with EasyVid, because the video is playing, I can watch the video and speak, and it lines it up perfectly for me. If I did that with Fraps, I don't really see how I would be able to do it very easily, because the video is sped up quite a bit, so I couldn't record my voice while I was doing it, so I'd have to record it later on, so I'd have to have the video playing and record it, which would be just tedious, because then I'd have another video that I'd have to get rid of the visuals for and just use the audio. It'd be tedious, alright, so I'm using this because it's easier. I accidentally moved the whole thing there, if you saw that. Alright, so here was my solution for the thing where this white just blends in with what I'm doing, is I went round the outside with the colour, so that it will only blend with that colour, hopefully. And this is where I encountered the problem of the colour I didn't get rid of. You can see it just sort of appearing there. So at the minute I'm just getting rid of little bits that are being awkward, but a little later on I come back just get rid of all of it, because that was being so annoying. It's unbelievable. You see, there it is again. So I got to the point of maybe there's a better way of doing this. So what I did, I think I just went for the airbrush, didn't I? Apparently not. I recorded this a little while ago, I can't remember exactly what I did. I seem to remember just going for the airbrush, but maybe not. Yeah, that was the water thing. Okay, yeah, airbrush, large brush, low density, and just go over it very lightly with the slightly darker colour than the skin tone, so I can get looking a bit more, I can't think of the word now, just a bit more detailed, just so it doesn't look like a flat colour. I really shouldn't have bothered rubbing this out yet, because it was going to just happen quite a few times. So, next thing I wanted to do was add some shading onto the face after I finished rubbing all this out. So, with shading on the face, it was going to be pretty similar to the hair, I guess, but except I didn't want to use black, because that wouldn't really look that good, because on the dark brown it was fine, but on a lighter coloured face I don't think that would work very nicely. Yeah, I just want to ask as well, are you guys okay with me doing voiceover and music? Because I don't mind doing one or the other, but I feel like both would be better. I've been trying to find some nice background music that isn't too loud, but I haven't had much luck yet, so I'm just using the music EasyVid gives you that you can use. So I'm going to try and find some a bit quieter sort of background music if I can. If not, I guess I'll just keep using EasyVid's music. But I guess it's not too bad, I can't really complain. It's not exactly too loud or too bad. It's just, you don't get that much choice when it comes to the music on EasyVid. Alright, so am I starting the shading now? I think I am. Am I? Oh yeah, here we go, okay. So I tried out a couple of different techniques, but in the end what I did is I just went for the airbrush. waxed it up to full density, and then drew round where I wanted to shade. Which I should be doing about now, so there we go, waxed it up to full density, and just drew over it. I did put around the eye and the nose, but in the end I decided that wasn't a very good idea. So a little later I'll get rid of that. And instantly, pretty much instantly I guess, I had the problem of the background shading with the foreground. It doesn't sound that bad, but it's so annoying, it really is. So I've rubbed out a bit more of the hair, went back onto the correct layer. I have to say the blending tool is very, very useful. I didn't really realise at the time, but it kind of looks like I've given MC a beard here. Don't worry, I'll get rid of that a bit later. Alright, so here we go. I didn't want to use black for the whole thing, so what I did is I got a darker colour than the skin tone and used that to shade the whole thing basically. Again, just went round the outside of it as well, so it won't shade the white in, at least not very much. The reason I was thinking of doing this as I'm doing it now, if you're wondering, with voiceover and music rather than just music or just voiceover, is that when I was first getting into this program, the tutorials that are out there are either, well, they all say basically the same thing, they don't go into that much detail on it, and most of them are very patronising, as if you've never used a computer before in your life. So I thought that I would talk through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, so you can understand a bit more than just seeing the speed art. But yeah, but basically with what I'm doing now is just, if in doubt, use the blend tool, because it really helps. So there we go, I'm getting rid of a bit of MC's beard, because it looked weird. Just blending it in. You should always check the density as well. If you start using this, the density is something you want to keep an eye on, because full density, it will just go straight solid colour. So you want to lower it first with sorry about that. You want to lower it with most things. I've been considering if I'm actually going to send a copy of this, like print it out and send it to MC, because I've been thinking of doing some fan art for him. I've actually done some fan art for him on paper. I was thinking maybe print this out and send it to him as well. But I'm not sure, I haven't decided. I'm tempted to just, on one of his next videos, put in the comments something like, MC, I've done some fan art for you. And if you came here from seeing that, then that's what I decided to do. Yeah. No, I'll probably send him it as well. Now, I'm adding the lighting here, but in between episodes I have done a little bit more shading on the face, because part 3 I wanted to be just doing the background. I didn't want to do any of the face on part 3. I just wanted to do the background. So between parts I've done a bit of work on the shading. It's not too much. The main thing I've done between episodes is the eyes. You'll see that next time. I worked a little bit more into the eyes, because I didn't really like them just being solid black. So the reason I've blackened the background, just so in case you're wondering, is so I can see any bits of skin tone, just so I don't end up leaving them. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you liked this, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe so you know when I do more of these. I do Minecraft videos as well. Admittedly I haven't been uploading... Oh, there goes my phone. Admittedly, I haven't been uploading that often recently, but thank you for watching. Please tell me what you think of this, I'd love to know. And I'll leave any suggestions for other YouTubers I might do. Bye.